Hello, everyone. Bauchi government budgets 400 million naira to procure six computers for SSG's office. Just six computers. 400 million naira budgeted for it. You can imagine. And here we are every day. We are crying. Oh, there's this, there's no money, there's but those who have been elected into office, they are spending money anyhow. They are destroying the country. They're just doing whatever it is that they want to do. And you and I are just sitting there watching them, complaining every day. We like our pity parties. Every time we meet, we are talking about Nigeria. If the state assembly had competent candidates with character capacity, competent members, rather, not candidates, competent members with character capacity and competence, you understand? And it was strong and independent, they won't pass this budget, right? Things like this won't pass. And if they don't pass the budget, there's no how the executive will have money that they are going to spend. So the question I'm asking every one of us is that what are we going to do about ensuring that people get into office, you understand, with competence and character and work for the people, not for themselves? Let me go to this from the Guardian. He said the Bauchi state government has proposed 400 million in its 2025 budget to purchase six computers for the office of the secretary to the state government. The state government also budgeted 1 billion naira for the purchase of land for the construction of offices and buildings. It will also spend 170 million naira to buy a generator to power the SSG's office. A public affairs analyst, Ibrahim Musa, faulted the proposed allocations, describing them as misplaced priorities amid the biting hardship facing Nigerians due to government economic policies. He said everyone will believe that prudence will start from different levels of the government, but this appears to be the reverse. We have seen several inflated figures of capital expenditure from this government. The state government is asking citizens to sacrifice by adjusting their living conditions. On the other hand, you see the same government engaging in wastage. How can you convince a man who has no food on his table that you are buying six computers at the cost of 400 million naira? How? This amount can be used to build about six primary healthcare facilities where service delivery could be taken closer to Nigerians. This is what the government buys yearly, and it had become a recurring expenditure. And that's the worst thing about this whole thing. Before you know what's happening, they are buying this in every year. Next budget, you will see the same thing. They are buying spoons every year. They are buying plates every year. They are buying cars every year. They are buying the same thing. You're wondering, how about now? How about? Musa encouraged the Bauchi state government to avoid wastage and prioritize projects that will positively impact the lives of the people. His words: we want to be aggressive in these last 2 years. We want to do the best we can. The people of Nasarawa State expect a lot, and we're also seeing a lot coming to us, and we want to do the best. So I don't understand why he's talking about Nasarawa State when it was Bauchi. We are talking about Bauchi State, or maybe it's a typo I don't know. Sule revealed that the incompetency of most of his appointees was responsible for the recent dissolution of his cabinet. He urged the permanent secretaries always to seek clarification whenever they encounter challenges. I think there's a bit of something going on. Maybe in this article, while they were writing it, they went from Nasarawa State talking about Bauchi State, and then they jumped onto Nasarawa State House, added something from another article. That's what I think happened here. But by and large, this particular news, it's been carried by different newspapers, where you see the Bauchi State government is spending this humongous amount of money on this computer and a lot of other expenses. So the question I have for every one of us here is, what are we doing about this? We cannot sit down and keep watching our wealth being wasted. And we're thinking that, oh, it will not come to us, it will not do this. Like I always tell people, now when people, they live longer and longer, imagine you are going to be, let's say for example, it's you that, yes, you that I'm talking about. You're going to live to be 90 years old, right? Okay. And how old are you now? You are 40. You know that you have 50 more years in this Nigeria, right? If you like jackpot, whatever, you can't jackpot with everybody. Even if you jackpot, you are still Nigeria, wherever you jackpot. And then if you are 60, you have 30 more years. If you are 20, you have 70 more years. If you are 30, you have 60 more years. If you are 50, you have 40 more years. If you are 70, you have 20 more years. If you are 80, you still have 10 more years. If you are 90, when you've gotten to the 90, but trust Nigeria, it doesn't respect age. Neither does it ask for your permission when it wants to deal with you. So what are we going to do about it? First of all, we have to understand something, that the legislative arm of government is the bedrock of democracy. You see this nonsense that executives are doing, they can't do it without the approval from National Assembly. That's why you see them, they do everything they can to put their own people. They will buy form for them, they will do campaign for them, they will pay for their campaign, they will bring the people that they can control to come and run for office and get into state houses of assembly and also National Assembly. You and I, what are we doing to ensure that people get in there? Yes, the politics is dirty, but they are using it to dirty our lives. So if they are using it to dirty our lives, why can't we find a way to use it to clean our life and better our life? All the problems that you've been carrying, you are paying people's school fees, you are buying this, you are sending money home, you send, especially those of you in the diaspora, you send 20,000 to somebody, the person will be hissing. Sense of entitlement. What are you doing? We are carrying the load that government should be carrying. We subsidize government's failure. When are we stopping? Isn't it time for us to stop? Yes, I'm talking to you. I'm also talking to myself. As I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. What are we doing? We must sit down. We must sit down now and begin to work towards ensuring that we put people into the National Assembly and State Houses of Assembly. Let's even start with the National Assembly. Around the Nigeria, how many, even if it's one senator we can get from every state, that we know this senator represent competence, character, capacity, they will work for Nigeria. At least that's 1/3 is there. We'll start first by 2027. By 2031, we put in another set. By 2034, we'll put it another set. We'll keep going like that. We'll keep, before you know something, they'll be cleaning. Even the parties, by the time the parties understand that, oh, if you don't bring in competent candidates, they won't vote for them, they will begin to give us competent candidates. I've always said this, there's no party in Nigeria, be it APC or PDP or Labour or APGA, whatever, there's no party in Nigeria that don't have competent candidates. It's just that the competent candidates are not allowed to run for office because it's the incompetent ones that can be controlled, that will allow corruption, that will do all sorts of shenanigans. So you and I will also have to be smart, I also have to be planning. Remember what I said, if you are going to live to be 90, how many more years do you have for Nigeria? And are you willing to just wait there and sit there and do nothing for Nigeria to deal with you the way it wants to for the next 60 years, 70 years, 50 years, 40 years, 30 years? Let's assume you're going to be 90. How old are you? That's the number of years remaining for Nigeria to deal with you. It's not better for you and I to work together, fix that Nigeria so that it doesn't deal with us. Thank you for watching. Bye.